ProWrestlingSheet.com.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Collider Body Slam SmackDown Live Recap. Looking forward to talking about this, but maybe not for the reasons I've looked forward to talk about SmackDown before. So we're going to see how we get going. As you all know already, and maybe you're new to one of these recaps, I am one of the co-hosts for the show, John Rocha.
You're the host of the show,
Okay,
John Rocha.
all right,
You're the host of the show. I am your co-host. I'm Ryan Satin. Hello, everyone.
Fair enough.
You are the host of the
Fine,
show.
I'm the host of the show, John Rocha.
I like you leading the ship here. I got my own ship to lead.
You do.
On Wrestling Sheet Radio every Friday. So, no, you are the host of the show.
Thank you, Ryan. Garbage People's down from behind me, so that's a good thing. We took that poster down this week for those of you who watched yesterday, or maybe you watched the tweet that Ryan put up. The garbage thing, people is down. So there we go.
Good,
so
yeah.
we'll have a nice, clean show with no anger from Ryan about the posters.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know about no anger from Ryan. I'm sleepy. I'm hungry.
There it is.
And I just had to have a conversation once again about the garbage people thing. So,
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't say I won't be grumpy.
Okay,
but
fair enough. Sleepy, hungry, and Latino. Those are not a good combination for a show, but we'll see. I know from my own personal experience, and my girlfriend will tell you from this weekend.
I was talking to someone last night, and they were like, yeah, like me personally, I like to speak out, about things that I'm passionate about. I was like, yeah, me too. It's the Latino. And it's like, that's what we do, you know? But I'm guessing what you were referencing at the top of the show here is the evolution build, I'm guessing. Because we're going to get to it, obviously. Yeah. But I think it just needs being said right at the top. Because we said during the Raw recap that we were going to reserve judgment. That we were like, oh, well, it's the go-home Raw, yes, but there's still SmackDown.
Right.
And Becky and Charlotte is one of the main things they're hyping on SmackDown.
Yep.
So we were like, well, the go-home, at least the last show, should be for Evolution. The fact that they ended this show instead with Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy, a tired-ass match that we have seen a bajillion times since, 2008. And even recently on pay-per-view and stuff, I don't understand the mindset behind that. And I understand that there's a large portion of the audience who are still not interested in women's wrestling, like we've said, But that's how you make them more interested in it. And I don't think that it's like a thing where they're going to feel like it's being shoved down their throat. I mean, it should be an organic thing. But they have closed SmackDown with multiple angles involving Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Why would you not do the final hype, the final build to Evolution, have enough and
even though it was pre-taped, it still could have worked.
And I feel bad because I want to say this. I want to get this on the table. That Charlotte Becky pre-tape at the Performance Center was great. Was
wonderful.
Spectacular.
Yep.
Was my favorite part of the show, to be honest
agreed.
with you. But I understand not wanting to end on a pre-tape too. I get that.
Yeah, but they came back to her in the studio, so it could have told. And you could have had Becky in the ring.
You could have had Becky wrestle a match after that and talk, and then hold up. You have one final stare down.
Right.
Anything.
Yeah.
That just show the fans that you care about Evolution.
Right.
It just boggles my mind. Instead, they crammed a bunch of the popular women all into one segment as quickly as possible.
Yep, 3-minute segment.
There's the quickest 3-minute segment.
Yeah.
I didn't get the mindset behind it.
It feels like they're following the rules for the male match, and they're not like we've seen these male battle royals that are like these people running in for 3 or 4 minutes, throw everyone out, and then it's done, right? We've seen that happen before. But the thing is, Evolution is a unique thing. It is a first ever thing. So it should be promoted in a way that's unique and interesting and fun and first time. There should be so much importance and weight put on it. And they're not doing that throughout an entire show. And you're right. How do you end the show with Orton versus Hardy, which is as flaccid as it comes? And Ryan, if you're going to say to me that a large portion or a portion of the WWE audience doesn't care about women's wrestling, they probably care even less about Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. So it makes even less sense to put that there. Neither one. If you have Evolution and you have Crown Jewel coming, and neither one of the last match promotes neither one of those things fully, then why have that as your go home match on SmackDown? It makes no sense.
Instead, you're promoting you're promoting something leading towards an event you might not even do.
Yeah.
Like the event that you are instead promoting is so controversial you don't even want to say where the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Yet that's how you're gonna end the show.
Yeah.
That's how you look at this pay-per-view.
I don't even think it pitched Crown Jewel though, because it's
Well, because it was for it was kind of loosely because of the World Cup, wasn't it?
Right, but who cares? That those are two. You want to end in a good way. You end it with Rey Mysterio and frickin' Miz. That's how you end.
Agreed.
If you're going to a positive Crown Jewel World Cup match, that's the one you end on that lets you go into the match excited about what can happen.
That's a good point.
Because when that match was over, the Miz and Rey, I was like, oh man, this is not. If they get to do their thing amidst the Crown Jewel stuff, that's going to be fun to watch. And so, but nobody wants to see Jeff Hardy and frickin' Orton go at it again.
I'm pissed that I can't find it, and I don't know where I read it this morning. I meant to take a screen grab of it, and I didn't. I also shouldn't put my face on the microphone like that, but I read a segment. I read a story this morning about like how little time was devoted to promoting Evolution on SmackDown last night, and it was astounding. I forget exactly what it was, but I mean, it was just like, I think they said it said something like the promotion for Crown Jewel, like there was like 12 segments in the 12 videos in the YouTube channel promoting stuff related to Crown Jewel, and there was like 2 for Evolution.
Yeah, it's madness. If it fails, it's not because of the women involved.
No.
It'll fail because you didn't promote it correctly. It'll fail because you set up a card that was half boring.
Well, what dignifies it being a fail? Because I look at it and it's mostly sold out. Not sold out, but most of the tickets have been sold now.
All events, all the pay-per-views are always sold out nowadays.
That's mainly
not
why.
A barometer for me. For me, it's the pay-per-view buys. For me, it's the actual people watching. If they have numbers that quantify how many people actually have watched
it.
Yeah, watch it that night. You can watch it later the next day or whatever. It's not the same. Watching it that night makes it an event. And so how many people are watching at like WrestleMania? They don't get their numbers from Tuesday or Wednesday watching. It's like who's watching the day of the event. That lets you know how important that event really is to people. And so that's what I would want to see what the numbers are for Evolution.
I'm trying to think of like what it could be comparable to. Like would it be comparable to like a TakeOver?
Yeah, I guess.
I guess it should be bigger.
But these are main roster women, so how can you compare it to an NXT show?
I'm more talking just like and I hate using this word, but like the niche audience factor of it. Like an all women's event is similar to like an all developmental event. even though it's unfair to call the guys in NXT developing superstars.
God, I don't know if I feel that way. I feel like it's I think like it's a regular pay-per-view. I feel like it's like no different than what Hell in a Cell or Overdrive or Fastlane, whatever that crazy name for their like. To me, it has to be comparable to not necessarily Royal Rumble or maybe WrestleMania, but certainly one of the slightly just on the lower tier of pay-per-views. It should absolutely feel that way.
I agree with you. It should, but to me, it feels more so like they're treating it as like a 205 Live pay-per-view.
I agree. The way they're treating it, yes. The way it should be treated is different.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
Should be treated like a major event.
Yes.
Currently being treated like it's as if 205 Live was doing their first pay-per-view.
Right.
Or like when ECW would try to do it back in the day. Like not famous ECW, WWE ECW, when they had like December, I think, or whatever.
Yeah. Where's Charlotte going on Jimmy Kimmel or on Late Night with Fallon?
Well, they're doing those. I've seen those.
Have you seen those?
Well, the Bella Twins were on Jimmy Kimmel this week, or sorry, Jimmy Fallon this week.
Okay.
And
but
there's lots
Becky.
of
Becky's your champion.
Rhonda's doing it. Yeah, you're right. Becky should be on them. Becky definitely should.
Becky's your damn champion.
Just ask Becky.
SmackDown.
She'll agree with you.
That's right, she will. That's right, she will. Anyway, we should get into this now. We'll circle around all those issues as we go along. But big show, Kofi Kingston. This whole thing started off SmackDown with The Bar versus New Day. I thought New Day's promo was very funny. I thought it was right on point. And then once again, I'm a fan of Big Show joining these guys. The Bar, I think, gives them an extra level of strength and oomph. I think it's what they were trying to kind of do with Strowman and Ziggler and McIntyre on Raw. It's very similar to that.
I didn't think about that, but it is kind of similar to that.
Although Big Show is obviously a little more advanced in age than Strowman, but the fight itself was a good good match, back and forth. I like the way they teased it was going to be Sheamus, and then it was going to be Cesaro, and then it ended up being a Big Show. It was good, and then when they flipped out, and ran into the ring, and everything happened over that. But once again, you don't let New Day come out of this thing. If you're going to set up the bar with Big Show, you got to have him get the pin, and you got to have him destroy New Day. That's how it worked out. I like that.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought, as boring as Big Show can feel to some people.
Yes, and he was boring in that ring at times.
Yes, I thought they did a really good job of making him seem like an actual threat again.
Right.
Because a lot of times, even though he's so big, they fail to make him feel like a threat, like agreed. A guy who. Look at him. He can murder anyone. And not those would be, you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to go actually murder anyone, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he's so big, he crush your head with his hands, you know? And so, I think that a lot of times that is easy to overlook when it comes to Big Show because of the way he has been booked. And I was watching this going like, didn't dislike anything that happened involving Big Show there. I like that he seemed like a beast in the ring. I liked that. Even when they were done gloating, he came back and did some more. He did another choke slam. I don't feel like the bar needed Big Show. Okay. If anything, I feel like Big Show needed the bar.
I would agree with that
to feel a little fresh. And so far with just these 2 weeks, I'm not hating it or anything like that. So
yeah, we'll see where it goes. Obviously, this is they needed something to kind of juice up this rivalry again. New Day and the Bar. So the fact that they're throwing in Big Show kind of makes it interesting, and we'll see how the titles go around in this situation. We had AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. Speaking of tag team matches, they took on the Usos again. This time it was AJ Styles kicking Daniel Bryan in the face, but a good match. It was quick, but still a good match. Usos showing great chemistry, taking advantage of the situation. Those four guys, it's great chemistry when they fight. So it was a lot of fun through the match.
Did you notice the ode to Roman Reigns that went down during the match?
No, did I miss it?
Oh yeah, dude, it was subtle. It was very subtle. But for those of you who weren't, if you were like Rocha and maybe looking at your phone at the time,
probably was.
When he went to do the top rope splash to end the match, when he dove off the top rope, he did the fist thing while he was in the air and then landed on him, which was, I thought, such a good awesome. Nod to Roman Reigns from the Usos, from Jimmy Uso.
That was great.
Once again, killer match.
Yep.
I like the role reversal. It makes sense. One thing while I was watching this today, because I was so tired last night, I passed out.
No worries.
Today, it's Roman Reigns stuff is working 24/7, and then there's all the Crown Jewel stuff at the same time. It's a crazy news week, so I'm trying my best to edit these shows, do the Eva Marie thing, report on everything as best as possible. So I'm doing my best. But when I was watching this morning, I thought to myself, well, you know what? Because I've said on here that I think Jimmy Uso would be a good singles wrestler. It would be good for a singles push. I personally feel that way. I know the one guy on YouTube in the comments did not agree with me. He was real unhappy about it in the comments, saying that I was crazy for saying that a few weeks ago. But when I was watching this, I went man, I want to. He pinned the champ. Jimmy just pinned the champ.
Yeah.
Do we get a one-on-one? Do we get a singles match between AJ and Jimmy? I wouldn't mind seeing that. Obviously, I don't think that Jimmy's at the level where he should be getting a feud or anything like that, or even a title match. But give him a good main event, singles match main event on SmackDown. I'd be into it.
I'm down with that.
And it keeps going in this whole angle that Daniel comes to help him when Jay gets involved, accidentally hits him again. You got you're already pushing the Usos up right now, and they're not really doing anything in the tag team division. Why not use that time to get these guys over as singles wrestlers in the meantime?
Yeah, it might be killing two birds with one stone. This kind of these matchups over the last couple of weeks, because one, you put the Usos back in the eyes of the fans, and then you see how well they work with these two former and current champions in Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, the chemistry that they have. But also you see Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, you promote that match that's coming up with us. So to me, it works and helps everybody out in the long run. What I want to talk about is this whole thing that happened afterwards, the interview where Daniel Bryan kind of clumsily inferred that AJ was lying. That was so stupid. But and she's like, Pinocchio, your nose is good. What are you, 10? What are you, fucking 10?
Not only was it what are you, 10?
Yeah.
But the fact that AJ Styles, who has children, not understanding the reference when Daniel Bryan said it. I was like, what? Like, what? Like, we all know what's going on here. Like,
what do you mean my nose is growing? What does that mean? Are you trying to insult my nose? No, man, I'm saying you're lying. And then he did the too sweet thing at the end. So what is it? What I want to know what's happening here, because Bryan's wife is now a heel. She was on his side against Miz and Maurice, but now she's a heel. Is Daniel Bryan maybe playing the heel role in this situation? Is he going to start slowly playing the heel role in this situation with AJ Styles? Because it would be kind of interesting to see him turning heel and Brie turning heel. Do they become a heel couple? Because obviously you don't see Miz and Maurice turning face anytime soon. But it might be interesting if that happens.
Wait, what's the question right there? I was replying to this person about a story.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Daniel Bryan, like, he kind of is slowly becoming a heel of this situation.
I saw Nick Hausman from Wrestling propose that as well.
Did he? Okay.
I didn't get that super vibe from Daniel Bryan here of a heel thing.
Well, AJ forgave him for last week, but Daniel Bryan tried to infer that AJ did it on purpose. And considering Brie Bella is now a freaking heel, and they're a married couple, and they were together on television not even 3 weeks ago against Miz and Maurice, or 4 weeks ago. What will they turn him? I mean, because face versus face, you got to have a little controversy, man.
Man, I really hope not. You know, if anyone between those two guys could have a heel edge to them, it's AJ Styles, the guy who was in Bullet Club.
Exactly.
You know, the guy who was a leader of Bullet. Right? No, totally.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking to myself while watching it, because I did think that, man. I was like, I saw the people saying that. I didn't get it. I got more of like the dad joke vibe from Daniel Bryan while doing it, as opposed to like heel vibe.
Right.
But yeah, I don't want to see Daniel Bryan as a heel in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. I think that there's still so much left. We're on wasted time. Like we've lost so much time that we wanted with Daniel Bryan. I mean, I'm happy that we're getting he's in the main event. He's doing stuff. Well, he's not in the main event. He's doing stuff with the champion. But yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I don't want that. And if they are going that way, I have some suspicions as to why they are doing that. Yeah. But I don't want to touch on it yet because I'm still working on things.
Oh, you can't give a hint or anything. You just gotta wait.
I mean, there was a big rumor out there this week, and so I think that leads me to believe that it might be related, but I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna take a look for that. Becky Lynch. Speaking of incredible champions turning heel, Becky Lynch here. Look at that. Charlotte Flair is doing this great speech at the Performance Center for all these young ladies. I don't know why Shayna Baszler is there. Shayna's like, I already know this. I'm moving up to the roster. Please stop wasting my time. But you saw the 3 of the 4 horsewomen there, right? Jessamine Duke was there.
Yep.
I can't remember.
All but the Marina, Jessamine, and Shayna.
Yeah, Marina was there as well. So, and you saw some of the other NXT girls that were all there in the Performance Center. I like that. And the speech was actually a damn good speech from her.
Yep.
That really let you know like what these authentic things that wrestlers say to each other about the business. And now Charlotte even referenced her ability to cry at a moment's notice in the speech. I thought was really sweet. And then out of nowhere, Becky comes out and is just like, don't listen to a word she says. You want to be champ? Let me tell you to be champ. Don't listen to weak friends. Don't listen to anybody. Blah, blah, blah. Which is a great angle to play. Once again, playing this heel angle, but playing it in such a way that's funny and interesting and cool. And, you still feel sympathy for her because she's so hurt by what happened to her. It just radiates off the things she's saying. You don't want to believe anybody. She just has one of those faces that can't turn pure evil. So you have to cheer. You can't help but cheer for her. And I thought it was great. Then they got into it through each other, sides of the rings and all that, and then got separated. And then, of course, Charlotte had her thing at the end. What did you think about all of this?
Well, I love when WWE does promos or segments that are off-site, that are not necessarily just backstage. Right. I feel like a lot of times when I watch WWE, you're supposed to believe that the program you're watching is only taking place right here, and I sometimes feel like there's such a bigger world out there that it could open you handcuff yourself a little bit, and so when I watch old things on the network, a lot of times they have like a lot of exterior things, even like the APA bar type stuff, or even older than that,
Oh, yeah.
So I love when they go outside of the arena. I liked last week even where, because we don't talk about 205 Live, but Mustafa Ali had that promo on 205 Live where it's like him walking through the rain and he's like cutting a promo while it's just like it looked like Rocky or something, you know, like it looked like a movie. It was cool. Like if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's really cool. It's like him walking, and obviously he should be wearing a coat or something like that because he's getting very wet while he's walking in the rain. But still, it's really cool. And so this had a similar vibe where it was shot in a unique way, where it was kind of shot similar to the Undertaker and Kane stuff, where it was like weird angles, but I liked it a lot. And then you mentioned the other women at the Performance Center, which was my favorite part about it, because if you watch NXT, you know all these characters, you know, and obviously there are people watching the main roster who don't watch NXT, so they have no idea who these people are. Right. But for those of you, for us who do, it was great because you see like Bianca Belair, and she's just standing there the whole time with that mean mug, just like, is this bitch really trying to tell me what to do? Like, I'm on an undefeated streak here or whatever, you know? And then, you know, you've got the 4 horsewomen standing there just mugging Charlotte. And then when Becky walks in, they're just like, and they're fighting. You see the 4 horsewomen just like laughing and mocking them because they know, like, we're friends. Like, we're not that, you know? And, you know, you see, who else did I saw that I liked? Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, like, she's standing there just like so annoyed by Charlotte, and then when Becky comes in, she's just like, that's what I'm talking about, you know? So I thought it was really well done. You know, I thought that this sold their match so well. Like, man, really so well. I mean, even the part where Charlotte is going like, who are you?
That was great.
Who are you?
That was so good.
And then they come back and she's just like, she disrespected like the thing that helped us got here. And I like that the Performance Center, you know, I already like on NXT programming that the Performance Center is its own character almost. You know, it's like it's because like Full Sail. They don't even call it like Full Sail or anything. It's like the Performance Center. You know, I mean, they say we're live from the Full Sail Arena or whatever. Something, not live. We're at the Full Sail Arena, but like for the most part, the Performance Center is like a thing in NXT. You know, they've made it part of it, and so I like getting that that on Raw as well, or SmackDown, excuse me, as well. And so, kudos to the production team on this one. I love that there was websites that were reporting the speech as like a real thing that was happening at the Performance Center, and then they were like, oh, we should probably wait to post we should wait to post the Becky Lynch stuff because all the sites acted as if Charlotte was actually giving a speech to everybody, which I thought was hilarious.
And then we got the promo at the end saying that like Becky is ruining everything that this business stands for, and the reason we're even in this business. You know, you insulted all of that, blah blah blah. Great way to promote it, like you said. I like that at the end of the day, I have no idea who's going to win this match. After this promo, I have no idea who's going to win this match. I don't know how long they're going to let her have the belt. Because people love the underdog, the pursuit of the underdog. Remember Dusty? I mean, Dusty made a whole living out of that, you know, and Ricky as well. So I wonder if they'll take the belt off, give it a shot, and then have her fight for it again, or if it's going to be something where Charlotte just can't quite get over the hump yet, and they're going to push her back down, and somebody else will rise up. I wonder.
I feel like the best plan of attack would be to have Becky keep the title.
Yeah.
And then have Becky versus Ronda at Survivor Series. And then in the meantime...
Title?
Well, because Survivor Series is usually brand versus brand.
Yeah.
No, not title versus title. Just champ versus champ.
Okay.
And in that time of building that up, Charlotte starts to kind of... you know, pick up some victories against some of the people that she doesn't wrestle as much. She has to kind of like climb the mountain back up again, get the crowd behind her, and ultimately win Royal Rumble.
Right.
That's what I think has to happen. I think that she has to win the Royal Rumble.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's what I see happening.
Okay. All right.
Maybe have like Asuka beat Ronda Rousey beforehand, so then like Charlotte has to choose between Asuka or Ronda Rousey.
That's a good question. If you're going to put $500 down, which female wrestler do you see beating Ronda straight up pin?
The first one, the first person to pin Ronda Rousey. My gut would be Charlotte.
Okay.
I mean, my gut would be, and I if I were in charge, this is not what I would do. But I foresee the only way to not piss off all of the women who helped WWE get to the point where women could main event at WrestleMania. Because I think that, especially Roman Reigns out, I think it seems like obvious Ronda Rousey's going to main event WrestleMania now this year.
Yeah.
And they've done all the firsts. They've gotten almost every first out of the way.
Yeah.
All they have to do is main event WrestleMania. And Vince, Vince doesn't see like his other talents as other female talents as like necessarily alone or two put together that could main event WrestleMania. But he knows that Ronda Rousey has sold huge pay-per-view buys before. Yeah. Ronda Rousey is a draw.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey could main event WrestleMania, and I don't think there'd be this large backlash because Ronda Rousey is one of the most famous people, in sports. Yeah. So I think that this is my guess is that we get that Charlotte wins the Rumble in this climb back up. Charlotte wins the Rumble. She has to choose between, I don't know, Becky or Asuka. Excuse me. Charlotte has to choose between like Ronda Rousey or someone else. Yeah. I don't know. Becky, Asuka, someone.
Right.
She chooses Ronda versus Charlotte at WrestleMania, and Charlotte pins Ronda Rousey. And that way, because Charlotte was part of that women's evolution, was part of the Four Horsewomen, was part of the thing that helped get WWE, get women in WWE to where they are now. She was part of that. I think some people who might be angry knowing that like Ronda Rousey's already main eventing at WrestleMania might feel a little better about the situation knowing that she did that to help put one of the other women over who helped get everyone there.
Right.
That's my guess. So I see Charlotte, WrestleMania, pinning Ronda Rousey.
I like it. Might be Peyton Royce. All right.
If you were in charge, it would be.
That's right. Rusev took on Aiden English here. He took care of business, really, with a little help from Lana. He defeated him by submission. This was a quick one, and so I think they're just going through the motions till they have to be done with the storyline. It feels like they just have to, how you have to read those chapters in a book. You're like, I just got to get through this to get to the action, and it's just what it feels like to me that they're going to eventually move past this. Is there anything you want to say about this?
Okay, one, I feel bad that the blow off to this months-long thing was just like a throwaway thing on SmackDown. I mean, they have put a lot of effort into these two. So I was a little confused by that.
Yeah.
But someone else texted me this morning kind of talking about SmackDown. We were kind of texting back and forth about it.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to do anything with Aiden English after this?
I think he's done.
He's got to be, right?
I think he's
and
been
not like
on
I don't think he should be, but man, I mean, I don't see how he does anything after this. He was largely for the past, 6 months to however long Rusev Day has been going around. He's been there as a vehicle to get Rusev over more. Mm-hmm. Now that he's not being used for that, I just don't know what you do to transition into something else.
I always thought it was a miracle he survived staying on with the company after the Vaudevillains were broken up and what's-his-face was left the company. I thought he was on his way out as well. He was going to be a jobber eventually, and then they'd move him out. But he found new life with Rusev, and so he was able to put himself over even more. But now, if you lose your cash cow, which is Rusev, you have nothing to kind of rely on. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? The only other option to me, as I said, is to him go help put Vega over.
Which I don't dislike. I mean, that's really the only way they're going to get any more mileage out of him is transition into someone else. But do you think?
I just don't think it needs to happen.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
It sucks because I feel like it doesn't need to happen either. The two of us agree it doesn't need to happen. Yeah. But Vince, I don't think, in my opinion at least, that Vince McMahon is on the almost train yet. I don't think that he thinks that's like the future or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I also think there was a time when he was kind of like bored of Rusev too, and that's why he attached Aiden English to him and didn't expect them to get that over based off that duo.
Right.
I know for a fact it was literally just like, we don't know what to do with these two guys. Whatever, to put them together. So, and then they started doing the Rusev Day thing on their own, and it got over. So I could see the Vince doing the same thing, like put the foreign guy with the singer, and we'll see what we can do. Have him sing salsa or whatever, like mariachi music, So I could see that. I don't think Almas needs it. I like Almas being taken as a serious competitor.
I agree. And you kind of push Zelina to the side if you do that.
True, but you do the same thing with Lana.
Yeah, but I think Zelina was a stronger character than Lana.
Lana was a strong manager for Rusev for a long time.
At the beginning, before she started wrestling, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, much stronger before she started wrestling.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But that's not on her end. I think that's because they have there's this weird, once again, there's like this weird disconnect where like they don't know what they want to do. And so like they're like, well, we want to make Lana happy and let her wrestle, but we also like want it gets this weird disconnect thing. And so but I do think that she was for a long time one of the strongest heels and all most effective heel managers in a while.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That whole Crush stuff was great back in the day.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Rusev Crush. So yeah, I think Aiden. This will maybe go a couple more weeks, and then Aiden's gone. I would imagine so, or down to what main event or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like firing him might be a little extreme, but I think less on TV for sure. I mean, more main event type stuff.
Exactly. Miz and Rey Mysterio did that Miz TV thing, which I thought was really good back on Miz. I mean, it's cool what Miz is doing. It's fun, but Rey gave everything. Rey just kind of won that whole segment to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
His responses back and everything like that. And at the end, he said, "Orale, man, let's cale la boca." And he was like, "Let's go, let's do this thing."
Well, I liked that he already had a new outfit.
Yeah, it was great.
he's just like an outfit machine. Like it's crazy.
He's like the Oregon Ducks, a new uniform every week in college football. It's insane.
I don't get that
okay.
joke,
All right. Jesus Christ.
But yeah. But I also liked that one part of the thing where he was like, "Man, you're right. Like, I am disappointed. I thought I was booked for Truth TV or whatever."
Yeah, that was brilliant.
That part cracked me up. That was great. Yeah. I like that segment. I thought it was a fun segment.
Yeah.
It shows that Rey Mysterio is just as charismatic as he always was. And the match was cool. You know, I love having Rey Mysterio back. Yeah. So yeah, seeing him and Miz go at it was a nice little treat on SmackDown this week.
It was. He's a good veteran to bring back too, because like you said, man, he's great on the mic. He's great on the mic. So much fun to watch, and he's in great shape. That's set up later. Obviously, Paige said there'd be a match later between Miz and Mysterio, which we'll get to in just a second. And then now we got Asuka and Naomi versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. What was the point of this? Like, I don't understand anything about this. I like Mandy Rose rather. I like Sonya Deville. I follow them both on social media, and I enjoy their Instagram stories. Look, Mandy is a hot lady, man. She is fun to watch.
You're gonna get Meltzered on here with these comments all the time.
Do I get in trouble? I'm saying she's a hot woman. That's all I'm saying. And she's a good wrestler. And I think Sonya's come a long way as a wrestler. And I think Sonya, what she stands for on her Instagram story about supporting people with LGBTQ rights, I think all that is positive. So those are the two reasons I follow them. But they got into the situation, then the Iconics interrupted as they were going to take on Asuka and Naomi. They did a funny little thing as they come Iconic, which I thought was a good little move. And then
they've been doing that a minute now. The Iconic like strut or something like that.
I dig it. I think it's a nice little color to what they're doing.
I also like when she did it this week, and then Lana's music hit. Peyton looked so offended.
Yeah.
Like she had the most like look on her. It was great. I loved it.
Did Iconic. They're not supposed to interrupt us. Then Carmella came and did nice. Lana came out first, did her thing, and then Carmella came out. And Carmella, man, she has just won me over. I don't know what to tell you. She's won me over, man.
I like how quickly that happened.
Yeah, that's how it is with me sometimes. So, like, I will have an issue with you. Once you correct the issue and adjust, then I'm all for you, man. I'm never unwilling to admit when I'm wrong or when I've changed my mind about something.
So there's hope yet for the Iconics.
There really is. They won me over a little bit this week with their promo and the little thing there. I'm like, all right, I'm down. Let's see what you do next. So I'm always open.
And yeah, I'm with you on this being just like just because I complain when they do it with the guys too.
Yeah, we mentioned this earlier.
If I had a recap show and back when they do this very similar thing when they had Battle Royals, because I would make the exact same complaint that it's just like, it's so lazy.
Yeah.
They literally do. You can find at least 10 examples of them doing that exact same thing with guys multiple times. And it's just like, it's not interesting then. It's not interesting now.
Nope.
It's not going to sell anyone on a Battle Royal that they were like, oh, wait a second. Hold the presses. They all interrupted each other's promo that was only 1 second long that they hadn't started. I got to tune in to see that Battle Royal to see who wins. You know, like that. They go like, that's just so like, whatever. It's the most low effort booking in my opinion. Where you're just like, whatever. And that match, you were supposed to be proving to everyone that complained for the last week that it wasn't a throwaway.
Right.
That it wasn't that. That it was like, no, there's a title shot on the line. Like, it is important.
Yeah.
No, it's an afterthought to you guys. And that was what frustrated me the most about the whole thing, where I was just like, man, like, treating this as an afterthought is bad. Like, there's only one match beyond the Becky Lynch thing, and you filmed that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I know that. So they filmed that a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
So they didn't have to, they could have not focused on one or two crown jewel things and put some actual creative pen to paper on this. And I know that's on the creative team. It seems like a Vince thing. Oh, throw Rumble, throw all in thing, nerd show. It's the thing we do, you know? Yeah. I don't know. It's just like lazy in my opinion.
I don't disagree with you. I think it was lazy too. It bothered me a lot. And then to have Asuka standing tall afterwards is like their way of addressing the fans being like upset with how Asuka's been booked lately. And so it did nothing to promote Asuka over or get Asuka over or make it seem as if Asuka's going to rule the day at that Battle Royal. She's supposed to win the day at that Battle Royal. And if she doesn't...
It's going to be a huge disappointment.
Yes, it will be. Massive. And,
although, I, as someone who is one of those people that once in a while likes to watch the world burn...
Yeah? Oh, my God. No. No, Ryan.
I'm going to put this out there into the ether. I'm going to put this out there into the world.
Son of a...
Because I feel like if I say it, maybe it'll be like the Bobby Lashley thing where it doesn't actually come true. But what if? What if?
Yes.
Kelly wins the Battle Royal?
You think Kelly?
And she wants Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey versus Kelly?
It's a 30-second fight. And that includes Kelly's entrance. Are you crazy? There'll be nothing left of Kelly.
Barbie blank forever.
Do you want to... You're insane.
I loved, man.
Peyton Royce will win. That's what's going to happen.
Props to Cage Side Seats. I like your idea.
That's what I'm saying.
Props to Cage Side Seats. I think it's Stella who does the social media there, though. I love that she was on the Eva Marie train after the interview we did this week.
She gave me a lot of props.
She tweeted it like a million. She tweeted support for how she wants Eva Marie at the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
I think it was her. Might have been someone else who works there, but Cage Side in general, their Twitter account was pumping Eva Marie being an Evolution. Props to them. I like it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. It works.
But Kelly should win the Rumble.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm sorry, the Battle Royal.
Oh, God.
Kelly forever.
Can you imagine? Hand up the calendars here. All right, Randy Orton took on Jeff Hardy to end this, as we already talked about earlier. Just a flaccid end to the SmackDown, unfortunately. And, it wasn't a bad match. And Randy Orton got the pin. Sorry. That's how excited I was by it. It's perfect timing.
Couldn't have come in a more perfect time.
Oh, my God. It's perfect timing.
If you look at me on the video, I'm looking at my phone while you're saying we're getting to this match.
It's so
I
frustrating.
love Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's one of my all-time favorite wrestlers.
You do.
Yeah, I love Jeff Hardy. I was just like, man. And I think, honestly, I was so put off by this match just because of what we said. I got there and I thought to myself, they're really doing this.
Yep.
They are really doing this.
Yep.
They say that Evolution was not done as like a make good because of Crown Jewel. Oh no, Evolution wasn't done because the women couldn't wrestle in our Saudi Arabia events.
Right.
But then you do stuff like this, and you show that you do not think that it's as important.
Yep.
That you are putting it on a different pedestal. If we as wrestling fans are conditioned to know that there's a go-home episode and that something happens on the go-home episode to end the show to help hype the pay-per-view.
Yep.
This literally felt like there's no pay-per-view this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I get they did the thing before. Oh, here's all the matches. They run down all the matches. But it just feels like a big fart. Like, it's just like a big, like, pfft, when you see this is how the show's ending, and it was frustrating. Because it's just like, no, there's a women's pay-per-view that you've been hyping. Mm-hmm. Promote the women's pay-per-view to end the show.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a waste. I
didn't even want to watch this match. No, I'll be honest. I didn't even want to watch the match. I saw a GIF online too.
Yeah.
I think it was Bryan the Guppy who posted it, and maybe I think it was actually a video where it literally showed Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy using that same finish in 2008. Exact finish.
Wow.
And I get it. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
But man, It's been 10 years.
Nothing was gained. Absolutely nothing was gained from this. Absolutely nothing in this way. Not the way it promoted anything. It didn't get anywhere. Like I said, it was a good match. There was nothing wrong with the match. It just did nothing to promote Crown Jewel and nothing to promote Evolution, and that's such a mistake. Before we wrap up, Ryan, let's go through these Evolution matches real quick and maybe offer some thoughts. Since we got a few minutes here, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad. What do you think is going to happen there?
It's got to be Bayley, Sasha, Natalya. They've done so much for the women's evolution, the advancement of women's wrestling in WWE on a global platform. All three of them. So it would be an actual shame if they lose, in my opinion, because I love the Riot Squad. Yeah, they're killer. Honestly, they have had so much advancement since they've come on the main roster. Like, they are such a solid act. I'm a big fan, but I just think that, the other three have done so much to keep women's wrestling alive in WWE that it'd be frustrating if they don't get it. I also foresee, because maybe later this show, to me it feels like right here is where they're going to announce possibly women's tag team titles too. Oh yeah, they've had signs every week, and I saw someone on Twitter tweeted saying that they were handed the sign, that it wasn't organic. And I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that's a thing. But
it's not a surprise.
But they have been they've been randomly on screen like the past couple of weeks, more so than you've seen in the past. So it makes me think that maybe we're going to get a women's title, a women's tag team title announcement there.
Oh, one thing I forgot, Rey Mysterio did beat Miz. I thought that was a good little match between them. And
no one loses anything there. No. And it shows that Rey is still a main eventer.
Absolutely. He looked great. Great shape. And Miz can take a pin. He's happy to take a pin from a Hall of Famer like Rey Mysterio. So it totally worked out.
Future Hall of Famer.
Well, I say Hall of Famer, definitely.
He's in the John Rocha Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's right. It's back there. Women's Battle Royal there. So you have Kelly.
No, I'm just kidding. I was kidding about that. No, I'm hoping Asuka.
I got Molly Holly.
I wouldn't be against it.
I would be. Dude, you don't even know how much
it's just a title shot thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I look at who's going to go against Becky next.
Asuka.
To me, I go, Asuka has to win, so that way, right after Ronda versus Becky, Asuka's waiting in the wings.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler.
I'm gonna go Shayna Baszler. Okay. Only because, God, I like Kairi Sane so much. So this is so. I like both of them a lot. Yeah. I'm going Shayna only because I think from a booking standpoint, one, Vince. Yeah. Two, 4 horsewomen talk. You go like the 4 horsewomen come out. She's probably going to come out with the other 4 horsewomen. Right. That's my guess. I don't know. Maybe this is the first time we see Marina and Jessamine. Like maybe they join her on the entrance or something like that. And then it hypes up the main event a little more. Like look how dominant the 4 horsewomen of wrestling are. Right. And, they're all. That's why. Yeah, Shayna Baszler.
All right, done and done. Trish Stratus and Lita versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James.
If it happens.
Ooh, what did you hear?
Well, I mean, it was weird how Alicia Fox was there and not Alexa on Monday when they did that physicality thing. I guess there's a report out there that I saw a report yesterday that Alexa has a concussion again from a house show this weekend. So I'm working on it. It's something that's a work in progress. Okay. I had to halt work on that to come do this with you guys.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you, John Rocha. But I had to halt work on that, so I will be continuing work on that as soon as I get out of here. Okay. But I'm gonna go with Trish and Lita. Okay. Yeah. And if they don't announce the tag team titles for Bayley, Becky, and Natalya, it would also make sense here, where they go like Team Bestie or whatever they want to call themselves. Maybe even having them be the first women's tag team champions.
Wow.
Just hand it to them instead of a tournament. Yeah. Start with a legacy.
Interesting. All right, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Last woman standing.
Becky Lynch. Yeah, it's gotta be Becky Lynch.
I feel like Becky Lynch as well.
Especially in a last woman standing setting. Yeah. She doesn't have to pin Charlotte. Yeah. So like she can use whatever nefarious means that she wants. Like she can do whatever. Yep. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Ronda Rousey versus Nikki.
I hit the thing and I started sinking. Sorry about that.
Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah?
There's no way. There's no way they're going to have Nikki beat her. I mean, I am the biggest Bella Twins fan and support. Well, maybe not the biggest. There's bigger ones than me. But I am a big Bella Twins
Yes,
fan.
there are.
And yeah, there's no way. There's no way. Especially because there's no way Nikki's back for the long term. Like I said a few times on here, there's no chance she's back for the long term. This seems like they brought her back to build her up so that she could be Ronda's opponent because they feel like she played a big part in all of this as well. So let's just hope that it all goes smoothly.
I say Nikki wins this thing. Wins the belt with interference from Brie Bella. Then she holds it for like a week or two, or maybe for a Raw, and then Ronda wins it back. But the shock of her beating Ronda, the way the fans would implode, but you'd have the most eyes on your Raw, on that following Raw. Like Monday night would be insane in terms of viewership, I think, because people want to know what the fuck happened, and they'd be so angry.
God, she's like her title reign would be so short. Her
It
first
would be
title reign.
short, but beating the beast.
No, I mean Ronda's.
Oh yeah, but so she'll get it back though. It won't matter.
But then you don't think, because you brought it up here, like you don't think that it messes with the first person to pin Ronda thing?
Oh, you did bring that. That's right.
You brought that up.
Yeah, I did bring that up.
You think the first person to pin Ronda Rousey for the 1, 2, 3 is going to be Nikki Bella?
Shit, it could be Nikki.
Damn.
Shit, it could be Nikki.
Damn, Nikki.
Look, she's had a rough year. Give her a fucking belt for a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, there'd be no. I'd probably. Fuck. That's literally. It's like torture to me because I would complain about the fact that Ronda. I feel like it would put a dent in Ronda's star power too quickly. But at the same time, what, are you mad about Nikki Bella winning the women's title? She hasn't. She was the Divas champion, but the longest reigning Divas champion. She deserves a women's championship run.
I just think you can't discount Brie. You can't discount Brie.
She's the wild card in this?
She's the wild card in this. Somehow, some way, she's going to be involved in this, and I think she's going to help Nikki win this thing somehow, some way.
Well, I'm definitely cutting this clip and putting it on Twitter because that's the one right there. I like that bold prediction.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Her rolling. They could do the
Twin Magic.
Twin Magic all over again.
Could they still pull off Twin Magic?
I don't know. They've been around a while.
I don't think
the new referees maybe don't know what they look like.
Before they tried to look the same. I feel like they try to look different from each other now.
If they come out now and they were in the exact similar outfit, then Twin Magic is in play.
That's a good. Keep an eye out for that.
Just saying.
Keep an eye out for that.
Just saying.
If Twin Magic gets brought into play, that'd be wild. That Ronda Rousey getting tricked by Twin Magic. I love it. That's a great. That's
Do you
a great
think Ronda
prediction.
comes out with her mom?
No.
You don't think so?
Maybe. I mean, they did.
Dude, if you had the Bella's mom get into it with Ronda's mom.
Oh my God! You literally just fantasy booked my girlfriend's favorite scenario. She's like the biggest Kathy supporter.
Is she really?
Oh yeah. Every time we watch Total Divas, she gets so excited when Kathy's on the show. She's always like, Kathy mode.
Kathy better be careful. That's a former Olympic judo champion that would destroy her.
Yeah, but
it would be fun.
Yeah, but Kathy's married to Johnny Ace.
Yeah,
Laurinaitis
would be great.
She's part of that. She's part of the wrestling fam.
Don't hit my wife. My wife, goddamn. That's my wife. All right, well,
that's my wife, Mrs. Rousey.
I will book your daughter into a bad match. All right, anyway, that's it. That's a fantastic breakdown, I thought, of SmackDown, and, of course, our thoughts on Evolution. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Did you enjoy this SmackDown? Were we being too harsh on SmackDown, or were we not even harsh enough? Let us know in the comments section below. Who do you think is going to win these matches at Evolution? It's always fun to read your comments and see what you think and crazy predictions. Hey, I'm not the only one making crazy predictions. You all make some great predictions as well.
It's a pretty crazy prediction.
Yeah, it's true, but it will happen. It's happened before. Ryan, you want to tell everybody the plugs and everything?
Yeah, check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/wrestling sheet. If you're watching us already on there, thank you very much. If you're not watching us on there, if you're listening, really go subscribe. It's got a lot of other content on there. Well, not a lot, but there's other content on there as well. I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I'm one man, everyone. But yeah, there's YouTube content there. YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet, where you can see our recap shows, where you can see Wrestling Sheet Radio. Got an interview with Eva Marie up there. Got some footage of Don Callis attacking Kenny Omega at an indie show over the weekend. So lots of good stuff on the YouTube channel. If you're watching already on the YouTube channel, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you've subscribed. But also go to the also go to the podcast feed. It's Podcast 1, Wrestling Sheet Radio. For some reason, the last show didn't go up on iTunes. I'm not exactly sure why. Podcast One has assured me it was on the iTunes side of things, that there's some kind of issue on their end. So if for some reason you didn't get to hear the show, I think we had a really good Raw recap. We'll talk about all the Roman Reigns stuff.
Did.
So please go check that out. If it's not on iTunes, there are other ways to hear it. There's the Podcast One app, which is available on iTunes. I saw that it was in there. There's also Podcast One's website. Saw that it's on there as well. So there are other ways. If it's not showing up on iTunes, I'm not exactly sure why. But I did handle some of the other feeds that it wasn't showing up in. So it should be back on Google Play. It should be back on Stitcher. It should be back in all those places. So if that's how you were listening, you can now listen that way again. So yeah, like I said, if you want to listen to all the different things, if you want to listen to Best of the Rest, if you want to listen to Top 5 with James and Kevin, the best way to do that is through the Podcast One feed. It's Wrestling Sheet Radio. And also make sure that you check out everything going on at Collider. There's a Collider video. There's Collider Live. There's a bunch of other stuff going on there. And make sure, as always, you check out ProWrestlingSheet.com. It's at Wrestling Sheet. I'm at Ryan Satin.
There you go.
And tell them about all the Collider Sports stuff you got going on.
We got a lot of stuff going on the Collider Sports channel. Some of you may not know Collider has their own separate sports channel, Collider Sports, on YouTube, on the podcast channel. Subscribe there. Really would love your subscriptions on the podcast channel just to get our numbers up there. YouTube has been great. You guys have been great with all the comments and watching stuff. Collider Sports Time. We break down the lines in Collider Sportsbook of all the college football, NFL games. We break down the English Premier League, which we just did recently. Jack Hine and I coming back with Match Day 9. There's all kinds of Collider Sports content going on there and more to come. So subscribe to all that stuff there and follow us there. And also Collider Gaming. A lot of stuff going on there. New podcasts every week about that. So thanks everybody for watching this week. You can follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram there to see all the stuff I'm doing as well. And we will talk to you next week on Collider Body Slam SmackDown Live recap.
ProWrestlingSheet.com